Good evening, Nigeria, and welcome to Newsline. I'm Elizabeth Omori. It's a beautiful Sunday evening, and we have exciting lineup of stories for you tonight. As we bid farewell to Valentine's Day celebrations for this year, we shift our focus to the rich cultural heritage of our great nation. Tonight, we will take you on a journey from Kebbi to Oyo, showcasing the diversity and uniqueness of our cultures and how traditions and values shape our thoughts. We will also delve into the complexities of love and relationships. Is your partner reliable? Do you ignore red flags in the name of love? Our reports will spark interesting conversations. So stay tuned for more captivating stories, including Social Diary segment, of course, of us. And now, let's begin with the news of the day. Our lovely Ogo Chukwuka is here to take us through the headlines. Ogo, let me ask you this question. Where were you on Friday night?
Liz, I was in my house. I used the day to have a rest. What about you?
Karaoke nights.
Karaoke night?
Yeah, of course we did.
Are you sure?
Of course we did.
And you didn't buzz me to come along?
Not to worry. Next year, hopefully.
All right. That would be a date. All right. Welcome, Nigerians, to the news segment. Nigeria has signed an agreement with the African Union to provide strategic sea lift services for the AU peace support operations, natural disaster support, humanitarian actions, and personnel movement. Nigeria's Defense Minister Badaru Abubakar signed the agreement on behalf of the country, while the AUC Commissioner for Political Affairs, Peace and Security, Bankole Adeoye, signed for the African Union. Nigeria's Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Lateef Fagbemi, Naval Chief Vice Admiral Emmanuel Ogala, and Director General of the Nigerian Intelligence Agency, Mohammed Mohammed, witnessed the agreement signing. Under the agreement, the Nigerian Navy will provide a vessel for the operations on a cost recovery basis.
Nigeria pledged to support the EU was sea lift. That is moving soldiers, equipments, and others by sea when needed. This is in support of the African Standby Force operationalization. And this is indeed a very big step. And it really shows the strength of Nigeria and our capability to support Africa. Well, the Standby Force means an AU organized intervention for troubled countries in Africa. That is sending a mission, being it conflict, being it disaster, to support another African country when needed.
President Tinubu welcomed the progress in operationalizing the African Standby Force, reiterating Nigeria's support. In the meantime, President Bola Tinubu is assuring Nigerians in diaspora that his administration's reforms will deliver a more prosperous country that all citizens would be proud of, beginning from this year. Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, gave the assurance as he represented the president at a meeting with executives of Nigerian community in Ethiopia. State House correspondent Musbao Dan Wahab reports.
Organization called NICE.
These executive members represent the thousands of Nigerians residents in Ethiopia.
You should be very proud of Nigerians here.
Many of them highly placed, working with reputable organizations, and others engaged in legitimate businesses.
I started taking Nigerian designers to the fashion capitals.
However, their concerns here include how to get respite to those who have been held in detention for the wrong reasons. More than 100 Nigerians are reportedly in Ethiopian prison currently.
But there were a few that, were not drugs. Maybe some had more cash than they should, and they were locked up. But they now gave an amnesty and released all the prisoners. But a few years back, they returned. So the plea for amnesty is not working anymore. But what is on the table now is this MOU.
There is a current MOU between Nigeria and Ethiopia. We thank the federal government, but what we want is to expedite the process of the MOU so that they can transfer the image to Nigeria.
Other major concern is the strict Ethiopian visa application process for Nigerians.
We suffer these problems. There is no way a Nigerian can get a tourist visa on arrival, unless somebody does that through the African Union.
If we give them visa on arrival, there's no reason why they should not also give us visa on arrival.
Information and National Orientation Minister shares their feelings and believes that with the improving image of their country, their issues will be addressed by high authorities. But then, he enjoins Nigerians in diaspora to continue to raise the bar and portray the country in good light.
We need to do also our own soul searching. We need to recover our senses. We don't allow the bad people to represent us, and that is where you come in. You are the ones who are here, and like the Honorable Chairman said, if you don't represent us well, then there is no way we look good. The visit of the president to Ethiopia from time to time, or the visit of any minister here, cannot do it. It is those who are here living with them that can change whatever perception that they have about our country. Those in the social media will just take up something, and the only thing they project are those bad things about your country. I'm not saying that you cannot be critical of government, you cannot be critical of certain policies that the government is putting in place, but I think it is important. Patriotism is key. You cannot run down your country and expect others to come and invest in your country. It's not going to happen.
Highlighting various reforms of the current administration yielding positive results in sectors including health, education, and security, the minister assures that Nigeria's economy is now poised for improving trajectory going forward.
And trust is returning gradually in the ability of Nigeria to lead not just Africa, but to also be a great participant on the world stage. And this is where the president is taking the country to. Yes, we know that there are challenges. Reforms are never free and easy anywhere in any part of the world. But where is the destination? This year, 2025, this is going to be a year of the consolidation and restoration of Nigeria's economy.
Just as they got assurances of a greater country to be proud of, they send their love and good wishes to the president. From Addis Ababa, Musbah and Wahab, NTA News.
Now, as a positive force for change on the continent, the Organization of African First Ladies for Development, OFLAD, is seeking to improve the lots of women by building agencies and partnerships that can fast-track the implementation of its 2025 to 2030 strategic framework. This is the thrust of the engagements of the organization's 29th Ordinary General Assembly held on the margins of the 38th African Union Summit in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. State House correspondent Adeni Itaiwo reports that Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu addresses the session as a new member of the steering committee of OFLAD.
They are the mothers of the continent, and the 29th General Assembly of the platform, the Organization of African First Ladies for Development, or AFLAD, is again convened to champion women's leadership and rights 30 years after the Beijing Women Conference of 1995. Like it was then, issues about promoting opportunities for women, stemming gender-based violence, and securing the future of African children are still germane and rather more acute on the continent that now faces a $16 billion funding gaps. For Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu, the theme of the Assembly is a call to reflect on African values and how they can impact a new vision and reality for women on the continent.
This year marks 3 decades since the adoption of the Beijing Declaration. The impact of this declaration is evident in the remarkable progress Nigerian women have made, emerging from our villages to big cities and even the world stage.
Although our journey with OFLAD began in August 2023, she notes that much has been accomplished for women, youths, the aged, and other vulnerable groups in Nigeria through effective implementation of OFLAD advocacy initiative by our pet project, Renewed Hope Initiative.
I want to assure this gathering that I will do more for Nigerian women, girls, and the youth in line with OAFLAD's Strategic Framework 2025 to 2030, and we must all do our parts in our various countries to make us earn a place among the Committee of Nations. We must remember that Africa's true prosperity will be built upon the foundation of our rich history, vibrant cultures, and the strength of our people, with women and youth playing a pivotal role in shaping our future.
It is a defining moment for the organization, which is going through a leadership transition as the First Lady of Sierra Leone, Fatima Madabiu, takes over from the First Lady of Namibia.
We can pursue this by leveraging every tool and resources at our disposal to achieve targets across each of these areas.
If we continue to work together towards our common vision of a developed Africa.
Well represented at the Assembly, international organizations and funding partners say they are poised to walk the next stretch of the road with OAFLAD, calling on the First Ladies to ride the momentum against existing and emerging threats confronting the future of the continent. From Addis Ababa, Adeni Itaiwo, NTA News.
Kaduna State has been designated as a quality assurance center in Africa for inspection, testing, and certification of agricultural products. Governor Obasani dropped this hint at a formal flag-off and distribution of farm implements and inputs for this year's irrigation farming. Haruna Mohammed reports that the state government came up with the initiative to promote all year-round agriculture.
The state government provides tractor and other farm implements to improve seedlings, herbicides to irrigation farmers with a view to encourage modern farming as against the current subsistence agriculture. Farmers from the 3 senatorial zones of Kaduna State have received the items.
Solar water system, tractors, hand tillers, and the rest of them. That would not in a small measure.
This machine, if our cattle have problem, we use it to carry out to our main houses and also to pack our milks.
Governor Obasani, while flagging off the distribution, said his administration has accorded greater premium by making agriculture #1 priority. He said several incentives have been introduced to assist farmers to empower them to produce enough to enhance food security in the state. He reiterates the choice of Kaduna State to serve as center for excellence in quality assurance of farm produce is based on the state government's effort to ensure farmers produce quality agricultural products.
The state has attracted the Africa Quality Assurance Center, AQUAC, a major facility supported by Afro-Exim Bank that will provide vital testing, certification, and inspection services for agricultural products.
Bola Ahmed Tinubu has urged us to carry on the mechanization program, and your state is going to be a very strong pillar in that mechanization program.
Emir of Zazzau, Ambassador Ahmad Nuhu Bamali, and other speakers applauded Governor Obasani for his unretiring commitment to develop Kaduna State. Haruna Mohammed, NTA News.
In a significant move to uplift local communities, Jigawa State Governor Umar Namadi has launched a large-scale empowerment initiative benefiting over 3,500 residents in Kazauri local government area. The program is designed to improve livelihoods and a meaningful impact on the lives of beneficiaries. Muhammad Musa Askira reports.
This economic empowerment is part of the series of empowerment programs the Jigawa state government is doing to improve the economic status of citizens in Jigawa, reduce poverty by 10% annually in the state. Stakeholders commend the Jigawa governor in the delivery of good governance. The massive empowerment programs, staff recruitment in the education and health sectors, civil servants welfare, among many other development initiatives.
Is empowering 3,643 people on different trade and also educational subsidy. This shows that these local government chairmen we have elected, they are following our footsteps. They are also in line with our 12-point agenda. They are also in line with the Renew Hope agenda of Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So we are very grateful for this local government chairman for what they are doing.
Umar Namadi also commissions Kazauri Stadium renovated by the senator representing Jigawa Northwest Senatorial Districts, Senator Babangida Hussaini.
Principally, the outcome is just to bring about, to sharpen the skills of our children.
From Duty, Muhammad Musa Askira, NTA News.
The ongoing opening of access roads at industrial and residential layouts in Ogale community, Eleme local government area of Rivers State, is being applauded by residents and stakeholders. The project is being driven by King Apollos Chu One-Ncha the 10th, who says the contribution is aimed at opening development in the area and its environs. Ijoma Ugweke has details.
The community has over time experienced rapid development and population growth. This gave rise to the move by King Apollos Chu to open up more areas through the creation of a network of 50-kilometer internal roads to the 4 phases of residential and industrial layout.
There must be development from time to time. So he is giving us his dream, making his dream a reality, as you can see. He has done so well.
Indigenes of Ogale community applaud the king for his magnanimity in opening up these areas, as this has added value to the land around the area. Residents are, however, seeking government attention towards asphalting the roads, since the road connects Oyibo local government areas and other neighboring states.
We have more than 56 of these roads opened for the benefit and betterment of Ogale community. You can see that everywhere is linked up. So that's what King Apollos Chu has done for Ogale and Abuja.
I pray those who are instrumental to this money that is using to develop this place for us, may God bless them.
The government have a budget. Government would like to spend the money to those who are already ready. Communities that are already ready to do the kind of thing we have done now by creating this road. And it's easier for them to just come in and tar this road and make it a better city. Just like I don't know if it's one where we the other place see the tar where NDDC. I really give my special thanks to NDDC, who also tarred this road. Must go in the other area that we have done now, which phase 3, which settlements are not there, but the value of land, so I created the value of land have gone up. I do know that opportunity is being given to me by those I'm working with them. There are the families who cannot also train their children in school. We try to look at how to create scholarships. I tell over 2,000 people.
The over 50-kilometer roads project are now positioned to facilitate establishment of industries and residential areas in Ogale community. Ijomu Gweke, NTA News.
That's very commendable indeed. Thanks to the king. Now, as a way of evangelizing and expanding God's kingdom, the Diocese of Niger of the Methodist Church of Nigeria has been inaugurated with Right Reverend Basil Mawole Pozonli enthroned as the bishop. Mercy Fabi reports that Elder Gabriel Emaiku was also presented as the lay president of the diocese.
Inauguration service gave effect to the resolution of the 49th and 14th Biennial Conference of the Methodist Church of Nigeria, endorsing the creation of Diocese of Niger.
I, His Eminence Dr. Oliver Aliaba JP, declare and inaugurate the Diocese of Niger.
This declaration by the Primate, Methodist Church of Nigeria, Dr. Oliver Aliaba, inaugurated the Diocese of Niger, comprising Minasaikiut, Bida and Kontagora missionary areas. And as a newly inaugurated diocese, Right Reverend Basil Mawole Pozonli was formally enthroned as the bishop to oversee the diocese, while Elder Gabriel Emaiku was inducted as the diocesan lay president.
The diocese should expect spiritual growth because we are here for evangelism. Our work is to spread the good news of the Lord.
I'm going to put up my best possible, making sure that I'll take the diocese to the greater height.
The prelate's message to Nigerians was that of hope and assurance.
Let us be patient, prayerful, wait, and for this new this government, the government of Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
With this inauguration, a new chapter begins in the Methodist Church of Nigeria, Diocese of Niger. In Mina, Mercy Fabi, NTA News.
President Bola Tinubu congratulates Malam Nasir El-Rufai on his 65th birthday. President Tinubu celebrates Malam El-Rufai, who served as governor of Kaduna State for 8 years, and commends his endeavors for democracy, his meritorious service to the nation, and mentorship of the younger generation. Special advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, in a statement, says the President acknowledges Malam El-Rufai's role in the dialogues leading up to the formation of the APC and his contributions to the success of the party in the 3 consecutive elections of 2015, 2019, and 2023. President Tinubu wishes El-Rufai good health and strength for continuous service to the nation. The remarkable legacies of Lieutenant General Jeremiah Hussaini were the focus of a service of tributes held in memory of the former Minister of the FCT in Abuja. Ayodeji Makinde reports.
The National Ecumenical Center received friends, invited guests, and government officials who joined the family of the late Lieutenant General Jeremiah Hussaini as his remains begin the final journey to Mother Earth.
What will we be remembered for?
The tributes reflected his philanthropic gestures and the journey of J.T. Hussaini from childhood by colleagues along academic and military lines before his election as senator representing Plateau South.
He believed in empowerment, not just in words, but through action. Whether it was supporting individuals in need, advocating for progress, or fostering harmony among those around him made a lasting impact.
Our gratitude to him that our National Secretariat that stands in Maitama District is as a result of his efforts.
The exhortation by Reverend Professor Pandan Yamsat, drawn from the book of Psalms 90, emphasized the inevitability of death, noting that character will always outlive the lifetimes of all individuals.
J.T. Hussaini achieved his purpose, and that is why he attained a right and fulfilled life by aligning himself with the lowly and the deprived.
Born in Lantan, Plateau State, Jeremiah Timbut Hussaini, MNI of Senior Executive Course 3 of 1981, was an outstanding professional military officer, rising through the ranks and retired as a 3-star general in the Nigerian Army. He was a man of many titles before his death at the age of 81 on January 23, 2025. In Abuja, Ayodeji Makinde, NTA News.
Former Vice President Professor Yemi Osinbajo and other eminent Nigerians, including members of the Yoruba socio-cultural group Afenifere, have eulogized late Pa Ayo Adebanjo for his unwavering commitment to the unity of the nation and democratic principles. They spoke on the need for Nigerians to embrace the ideals of patriotism and objectivity, a legacy Pa Adebanjo jealously guided.
It is the climax of an era for a man many described as having impacted the political landscape of Nigeria for decades. It is therefore not out of place to thank God for his long and impactful life. General Overseer of the Redeemed Christian Church of God and foremost elder statesmen lauded the renowned Awoist for being a forthright leader.
Chief Adebanjo was a man of principles and great integrity.
Despite his demise at the age of 96, former Vice President Professor Yemi Osinbajo and other close associates believe Pa Adebanjo's death has left a vacuum that will be difficult to fill.
He has been at the forefront of every significant political and social progressive cause since before and after independence.
He supported my administration, despite the fact that we didn't at that time belong to the same political party. That underscores the fact that this is a man of principle.
Somebody who fearlessly, courageously fought for justice, fairness, and what is right.
For the family, their patriarch has left a legacy they are proud of.
So I think it's that consistency that stands him out. And an additional thing, though, which has now developed, I think even more after his death, is he's actually a uniting force.
As various groups continue to pay tribute, imbibing his ideals is a consensus of sympathizers. Funeral arrangement is expected to be announced by the family soon. In Lagos, Joel Bukbola, NTA News.
And now, supporting girl child education in Kano State continues to attract investment with the provision of state-of-the-art facilities by a renowned business tycoon and philanthropist, Alhaji Aminu Al-Hassan Dantata, to one of the oldest girls' secondary schools in Kano. Yahanasu Hassan Barao reports that the facilities provided are to train students in ICT, cosmetology, and catering, among others.
Equipment is part of the practical steps taken to change the narrative in post-primary school system. It rekindled hope among the girl child who are students of Government Girls Secondary School, Dala. The initiative, aimed at equipping young girls with vocational skills, is seen as a beacon of hope in the region where economic opportunities for women are limited. Amina Usman is a student and a determined young girl with a dream of becoming a fashion designer.
I have the passion since I was a kid, so now I'm so happy. I can't even express it.
Before, we didn't have this kind of skill acquisition center. By the coming of DOGA, they provide us with skill acquisition center.
The center is expected to empower not just current students, but also alumni seeking to enhance their skills and economic prospects.
Getting jobs are more difficult now. If you have no job, at least you have a skill that you can use to survive.
It's not just about reading and writing. When you acquire skills, you are empowering.
I want to thank Baba, Ntata, for his generous donation to our association. And we want to thank our members for being honest and transparent.
I feel very elated. I feel very proud of the executive and the board members who have made this thing a success.
I'm thankful for them, all of them. May Allah bless and continue to bless the school.
The DOGA new logo was unveiled by the chairman of the association's board of trustees, Tajuddin Aminu Ntata, with an award presentation to those who contributed to the development of the association. In Kano, Yahanasa Hassan Barrow, NTA News.
Operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, bust a trans-border drug trafficking syndicate, arresting 4 members in intelligence-led operations, during which multi-million naira worth of tramadol pills were recovered. In another interdiction, operatives of the Intelligence Department intercepted a commercial bus coming from Onitsha, Anambra State, at Abuja checkpoint, FCT Abuja, on 4th February, carrying motor spare parts in which a cocktail of illicit substances were concealed. And in Lagos, a 28-year-old lady was on Saturday, 15th February, arrested by operatives during a raid of her Lekki home, where 169.5 liters of nitrous oxide, popularly known as laughing gas, and 111 grams of loud were recovered. Meanwhile, raids and arrests of different types of illicit substances, including WADA advocacy, were carried out in Kano, Rivers, Borno, Ekiti, and Taraba states during the week under review. All right, now let's have some sporting stories. Badi is here. Hello, Badi. You are on.
Hi, Ogo. Good evening. All right, let's begin with badminton, as Nigeria's Anoluwapo Boyori has won his 7th African title after a 2-0 victory over Egypt's Adam Egama in the men's singles of the All-Africa Senior Badminton Championships in Douala, Cameroon on Sunday. Team Nigeria finished the tournament with 1 gold and 2 bronze medals. And straight from badminton to football now, as it was a thrilling outcome in Enugu as league leaders Remo Stars Remo Stars' 8-game unbeaten run ended with a 2-1 defeat at Enugu Rangers. The result sees Rangers leapfrog Rivers United into the 3rd position on the log, with both teams on 38 points apiece. In Owerri, Shooting Stars were equally dealt a big blow in their title pursuit as they fell 2-1 to Heartland, leaving them 8 points behind the league leaders. At the Samuel Ogbemudia Stadium in Benin City, Bendel Insurance profited from one-man advantage to beat Niger Tornadoes 3-0 after Joshua Enaolo of Tornadoes picked up a red card in the 45th minute. Meanwhile, Nasarawa United have appointed Salisu Yusuf as their new head coach after coach Kabiru Dogo left the club on mutual consent. Nasarawa are currently 19th on the log, with just a point above rock-bottom Lobby Stars. And to the English Premier League now, where Mohamed Salah continued his current streak as Liverpool restored their 7-point lead atop the Premier League table after a nervy 2-1 win over Wolverhampton Wanderers at Anfield. At the new Tottenham Stadium, it was Ange Postecoglou who came out on top over his fellow struggling manager, Ruben Amorim, after James Maddison's 13th-minute strike condemned injury-ravaged Manchester United to their 12th league defeat of the season. This further leaves United in a precarious 15th position on the log with just 29 points. And to a bit of athletics now. I wanted to have a great race, but didn't expect to break the world record. Those were the words of Uganda's Jacob Kiplimo, who became the first person to run a half marathon below 57 minutes as she shattered the world record by 48 seconds in Barcelona. The 24-year-old ran 56 minutes and 42 seconds to eclipse Ethiopian Yomif Kejeja, who had a record of 57 minutes 30 seconds that he set in Valencia in October last year. And that does it on sports. Let's now return to the duo of Elizabeth and Ogo. We don't know Elizabeth.
All right, buddy, I have been waiting. Manu, what happened after replacing their coach? The scores are not changing.
Well, the new man has come with a different system. And of course, he doesn't really have, the players to, execute those plans. So it might not end in anytime soon. Maybe from next season, we could see changes.
Probably.
Okay, I wanted to ask Bade, so as a sports man, what would you suggest?
You mean for Manchester United?
Yes.
I think,
for the 12th time this season.
That's pretty bad for a club like Manchester United. But with time, building a new team under a new coach takes time. So with time, they're going to come out good. But, they will continue to suffer for, some periods.
Okay.
It's okay. You win some, you lose some, like I always say. Thank you, Bade. And now for other updates around the world.
To the weather forecast for Monday. A relatively quiet day is expected across the country, with most of the cloudiness concentrated in the southern regions. The north and the north-central cities will experience sunny and hazy atmosphere with warm temperatures. A mix of patchy clouds and sunshine intervals is expected in the south, though as we head into the late afternoon and evening, there's a chance of few thunderstorms over the coast of Akwa Ibom, Cross River, Delta, and parts of Edo State. We will continue to monitor the situation and provide updates as necessary. I'm Sefia Asen-Yunusa. Thank you for watching.
All right, as usual, we'll take a break. And of course, Elizabeth will be back for Newsline Proper.